Alright, we're back here with another modern video. Today we're going to be playing something a little bit different. We're taking a break from casting some Death Shadows, and instead we are going to be playing some Colossus Hammer. This is a deck that's been picking up in popularity pretty recently. I'm not sure exactly who started the movement, I guess, if you will, but a lot of people have been doing well with it, posting on Twitter, and figured I'd go ahead and give it a shot. This list specifically comes from Laplace John on Twitter. They've been posting recently that they've been kind of crushing with it. 5-0s, 4-1s, 4-0s, prelims, things like that. They have really good league results, so go ahead and give it a try. Basically, it's revolving around this card, Sigarda's Aid, which essentially sort of lets you cheat on mana a little bit. Colossus Hammer, while very powerful, obviously being 8 mana to equip, has some limitations, but this being able to not only instant speed the hammer, but also equip it for free. And then also we have Pure Steel Paladin that if we have Metalcraft turned on, the equip on this also costs 0. And then we have Giver of Runes to protect our creature for when we make the go all-in turn, if you will. We have some cheap artifacts to enable Pure Steel Paladin's Metalcraft, as well as enable Springleaf Drum, which is like kind of another mana source, which is kind of lets you cheat on lands a little bit, which is cool. Then we have Baubles, as well as to go with Luris on the sideboard. Then we have a little Steel Shaper's gift package with 1 Cranial Plating and 1 Shadow Spear to get. Shadow Spear is particularly nice because it makes it so they can't jump block your Colossus Hammer creature. Everything else pretty straightforward. Obviously we have Stoneforge Mystic because we're an equipment deck. And then sideboard, we have some Thoughtseizes for the control and combo decks, Auric Champion for Shadow and Prowess, Pithing Needle for combo, as well as a Spell Bomb, and then some extra removal spells and paths. So we'll go ahead and join a league match and see how this goes. I did see that blue-white version as well. I think it was Nikachu that was playing it. Alright, so we won the die roll. Go ahead and play first. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure this hand's a keep. We go turn 1, Sigarda's Aid. Turn 2, I guess we do nothing, but turn 3 we have Nexus with Hammer set up. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure this hand's a keep. Petro's hit, thank you for the follow, appreciate that. I'm going to lead on Silent Clearing, I think, because if I draw a Bauble, I want to save the fetch land. And I'm just going to get Sigarda's Aid into play. If they're playing a Thoughtseize deck, I think this is the card that I want to get into play more so than Springleaf Drum for sure, so. This a mirror match? Imagine. Guess I'll play a Nexus, play a Drum, best turn, and if they tap out, they die. If they Thoughtseize me, I'll just play the Hammer. It's kind of a free roll because they just have nothing left to Thoughtseize, and it's also pretty good. I could potentially equip it if I draw a Pure Steel Paladin down the road, so. Interesting. Okay, not going to play the Hammer end of turn. So the question is, do I want to go for it now? So I think it's actually worth it just getting Ghost Quartered here because I drew a backup Hammer. So let's say I go play Nexus, animate my Nexus, tapping the new one, attack, play Colossus Hammer in combat, they Ghost Quarter my Nexus. Not only are they down a land, I'm not down a land because I can search for a plains, and then I can just post-combat cast Gift to have a re-up next turn on the combo. So I think it's definitely worth doing that. Gotta make sure we tap the new one. Let me resize this a little bit. Alright, so let's attack them. It's not, like, it looks like a 2-for-1, but again, if we draw a Pure Steel Paladin down the road, this Hammer is not necessarily a blank in play. And I am going to be able to post-combat the Gift because I'm going to get a land off of this. I'm totally fine with this. They have to Stone Rain themselves to do it, and I am a-okay with that. I guess they could have Path to Exile and then hold up Ghost Quarter for next turn. That's a little worse for me, but yeah, if they have Path, that's a little bit worse for me because they don't have to Ghost Quarter themselves, but or they don't have to sack the Ghost Quarter. But yeah, this works out much better for me. We'll get another hammer. Say go. So we have a re-up next turn. Now they're behind a land, which is pretty good. They could also have another path. If they hold up mana, there's a chance I might not go for it next turn, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Can't activate that. That's not a Ghost Quarter. So they're just dead. Okay. Cool. This deck's easy, chat. The old Lou Dobbs. You know it's in my hand. I will cast it. White-black Stoneforge Mystic. What do we want against white-black Stoneforge Mystic? I'm not convinced I even want anything. Maybe Thoughtseize? This is match number 1, Connor. We are up a game. Yeah, I guess it might not be white-black because they just played the. Yeah, that could just be a mono white sack land that they just put a sack land in their deck. So it might not be a black deck, but. Well, do I want Needle if I'm playing my own Stoneforges? Like, I feel like that's kind of awkward. It is good against Ghost Quarter and Field of Ruin, that's true. Playing a cool deck today? Like, what don't I want against them? Maybe I can shave on some of the Memnite, Springleaf Drum kind of stuff. Yeah, they could have Aether Vial. Needle does seem like it could be pretty good. Yeah, I guess that's true, too. The activation on Stoneforge is kind of whatever, because all my equipments are pretty cheap. I copied this from Laplace John. Trim Memnites in most matches. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. I think I kind of like what Ryan said, cutting a land. I think cutting a land is fine. The Godless Shrine, again, we're not going to have black cards in our deck, so I don't need the Godless Shrine. Shave a Memnite. Maybe shave a Drum as well for the needles. Spear and Plating are usually cards that seem like more of extra. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the ability to get Plating if they have decent answers for Hammer. Because Plating is at least... Like, if I don't draw Paladin, Plating is at least pretty cheap to move around. Because we're on the draw, and they have Path to Exile. And the thing about this matchup is, like, we kind of present the... we kind of present the need to Path to Exile very early, so it's very likely that we're going to force them, if they have Path, to Path us very early in the game, so I think cutting a land is fine. I guess maybe I should cut a fetch land, because they probably have Lead Arbiter. Oh, we're doing this again. I wonder if I have to uninstall Magic Online. I thought we were done with this. This happened a lot yesterday. I might actually just, like, do that. I don't know how long it's going to take to do that, but... I think this happened to us 10 times yesterday. It's actually insane. But it's happening to nobody else. It's just me. So I don't know if, like... I don't know what it is. And don't reinstall? I wish. Apologies for those watching on YouTube. We're having some technical difficulties. No, it's definitely not my computer. T. Welker 716, thank you for the follow. All right, what do we have? I say it looks pretty good, right? I guess we're missing a Sigardas. Oh no, we have a Sigardas. What am I saying? Yeah, so we go turn 1. Might even hang on to the bauble if we draw a land for Paladin purposes. Definitely a keep, I think. Sand looks good. So we drew a 3rd artifact. This is interesting. So I don't think there's any reason to bauble myself first, because I'm going to be casting Sigarda's 8 either way. And the reason I want to cast Sigarda's 8 is because it's highest upside. If I just randomly draw a hammer, I could just play an Ornithopter on 1. You know what I mean? So I think what I'm supposed to do is just play Marsh Flats, crack for a Plains. And I think I am going to cycle this bauble just to try and make it more likely I hit my first land drop. I guess I can bauble myself now. No, I want to bauble them. Alright, so play Sigarda's Aid. I think I'm going to hang on to one of the Ornithopters. I don't really see a reason to play both. They have something like Lean and Relic Order, they're just going to kill the Sigarda's Aid anyways. So I think I'm going to hang on to one of them. Let's see what they're drawing. Drawing a Thalia. It's pretty good. Well, the thing about that is, BMJ, is like you're casting a spell regardless, right? If you bobble yourself and there's a land on top, are you just not playing a spell this turn? Like I kind of feel like you have to use your mana, regardless of whether there's a land on top or not. No, cut a land and then miss a land drop. You love to see it. You revealed Sword of Fire and Ice. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, maybe I just went for... I went for highest upside play, because if I just drew a hammer, it's a lot better. But you might be right. I guess I can do that now. There's a Paladin on top. Definitely don't want to draw a Paladin. Alright, go. I know, right? Now watch me get, like, Arbiter Ghost Guarded or something. Awkward. Okay. So now they have a Sword of Fire and Ice in their hand. Ooh. Ooh, that's a good draw. I mean, I guess I just 10-piece them, right? Right? Is there any reason not to do that? I can't think of one. Like, it can't be better to play something like a Pure Steel Paladin or a Stoneforge Mystic this turn, right? I guess I could potentially Stoneforge for a second hammer. They won't know that I have the aid. If they tap out for Stoneforge, Sword of Fire and Ice, and I draw a land, they're just dead. Although they're just dead if I draw a land anyways, right? Because they take 10 this turn, and then if I draw a land, I can just equip the other Ornithopter. Okay, yeah. And I'll also potentially might have Metalcraft next turn, depending. Or I will, right? Yeah, I will. Okay, yeah. That's just way better. They Thalia? Yeah, well, if I Stoneforge and they Thalia, I get kind of messed up, right? We know they have Thalia in their hand. Hammer loses flying, but not, and after blocks I can, you know what I mean? So, like, obviously I can't pre-combat the hammer. Although with Paladin, if I pre-combat the hammer, then it would lose flying, right? I'm just going to take 2. They're definitely holding something here. They're probably just going to say go. Okay. So they're going to flicker that. It's not the end of the world. They still have to chump block this Ornithopter, right? I wonder if they're going to try and kill the Ornithopter. There's no way, right? Oh, they just took the hammer. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that makes more sense, right? So... Now what do we do? I can attack with Ornithopter. It's probably a force block with Flicker Wisp, and then just mid-combat the plating to trade. I could play Stoneforge and just get another hammer. I guess the issue with Cranial Plating play is I lose Metalcraft for next turn. No, because I have the Memnite. Right, because I'd have Plating Ornithopter Memnite. So what I could do is I could go attack with one Ornithopter. They block. I play Plating. We trade. Post-combat, I play Memnite, and then re-equip the... Oh, no, because I won't have the Paladin in play. But I guess I could play Paladin next turn? I feel like playing Stoneforge is pretty high upside here, right? Just get another hammer. I think I like that, actually. Yeah. I think I like getting another hammer here. I guess there's no reason to hold the Memnite at this point. The only problem I have with this line is if they have another Flicker Wisp or an Apparition, me getting a hammer looks pretty bad. But I guess it's not as bad with the Paladin, right? Because if I draw a land, I could just go Paladin, Hammer, Equip, which would be pretty good. And then they're in the Abyss. Yeah, so even if they have something like another Apparition... that's bad. That's definitely bad. Okay, we need a land here. Yeah, land would have actually killed them because they could only block one Ornithopter. And I can't play any spells. So, your turn. It's unfortunate. Yeah, land would have actually killed them. What's up, Spider? Cut a land. Get punished for cutting a land. Story of my life. No, this is I just copied Laplace John. They didn't have I don't think there's any mantles in this list. Well, I mean, this still isn't good enough, right? They're still dead to a land. If they equip the Flicker Wisp, they only get to kill one Ornithopter, still dead to a land. If they equip a non-Flicker Wisp, I just chump block, still dead to a land. So, yep, still dead to a land. I guess it can't be a fetch land. Maybe I'm supposed to block with Stoneforge to keep Metalcraft active. There we go. Easy clap. You think Drum is hot garbage? So is that where people usually have Mantle is where Drum is? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. There's the Dispatch, yeah. All right, so for those of you watching on YouTube, that was round number 1 against Death and Taxes. as far as how the game played out, I mean, we game one, our opponent didn't really have much meaningful interaction, and then game two went a little bit longer. We got a land and got a little punished for it when they had Thalia, but ultimately everything worked out in the end. So hope you enjoyed, and see you back in just a little bit for round number 2. All right, everybody, we're back here for round number 2 with our League of Hammer Time. We lost the die roll here. Yeah, we did. We'll reveal our companion. I'm going to make these cards a little bigger here. Get rid of this. All right, so we're on the draw. I'm a OCD over here. So what does this hand do? This hand is missing an aid, but we have a paladin, so we can go... We don't really have a good turn 1 play, but we can go turn 2 Mystic for Hammer, turn 3 Paladin Hammer, and then if we leave the Bauble in play, we can equip because we'll have Metalcraft for Paladin. So I think this hand is worth keeping. Change that. Let's do show chat. There we go. Everything should be back to normal. We drew Steel Shaper's Gift. Does that change anything? So you have to think here. The question is, are we cracking this Bauble? And that's the number one question we have to ask. So I can gift for a hammer. Because if I'm cracking the Bauble, what I should do is just crack Bauble targeting myself now. If it's a card that I want to keep, then I just wouldn't cast the gifts. What am I looking for, though? I guess Sigarda's Aid would be the card that I'm looking for the most. The problem is if I sack the Bauble and keep... Play gifts. Yeah, because then I'm going to be short an artifact on turn 3 for the Paladin. Spider, thank you for the bits, buddy. Appreciate it. Probably need to make the correct changes to the list. Why didn't it... I don't know why it didn't play TTS. Thank you for the bits, buddy. We already kind of started this league. All right, I think I'm just not going to crack my Bauble. But I do think I want to gift. Just use my mana. What's up, Levi? How you doing today? Flooded Grove. Yeah, I'm still not going to... Yeah, I'm still not going to crack my Bauble. So I guess because I don't have land 3, I think I'm just going to play Paladin this turn. Because that makes it better if I don't draw a land. Probably going to mana leak this. Remand, sure, that's fine. Kind of need a land, though. No, this is a league. We're not playing Mana Traders. I stopped playing Mana Traders yesterday. After I picked up my 4th loss, I don't think it's worth playing anymore. Bitter Blossom in this deck? Look, blame Mana Traders, alright? It's not my fault. Search for tomorrow. Yeah, again, I don't think I can afford to crack this Bauble because it's just... If I draw a land, I can just go Paladin, play Hammer, and then insta-equip. Land? It's unfortunate. I think I still have to play Paladin here. Was I supposed to crack that Bauble, maybe? Maybe I was. Dryad Arbor and a green splash here. Fetches can hold equipment. That's kind of cool. It's a neat idea. How bad does it make the mana, though? I kind of want to add lands to this deck. Just kidding. I'm being results-based, chat. Okay. Kind of interested why they didn't do that for 2. All right. I'll draw a card. I'll get my card off of this regardless. They can kill the hammer with the trigger on the stack. That's probably stupid. I mean, I can probably force them to pop the explosives now. No Frayed Command. You liked Hammer Giver there? Well, I kind of wanted to get my guarantee card out of the Paladin, right? That's kind of why I did it this way. Okay. It's a little risky. They didn't play a land last turn. Yeah, they got super punished for doing that. I mean, I can't really play another 1-drop into this explosive, so I guess I just have to say go. And I guess what I can do is I can bobble myself to see if there's an artifact on top to turn back on Metalcraft, and then if there is, I can crack the other bauble. Should have re-equipped to Paladin. Do I want it on the Paladin? I feel like I wanted to spread the damage around more. I mean, either one is lethal anyways with the hammer on it, right? Yeah, I guess that's true. What are they killing Paladin with, though? In their blue-green deck, right? Okay. So, bobble myself. It's a land. So what can we do with a land? Not a lot, right? I think I'm gonna save this bauble. I really want to keep my. I really want the ability to keep Metalcrafts. Okay, that's not the worst draw. I guess. No, I can't really play aid pre-combat. So I guess we just go to attacks. Go to attacks, they crack the explosives, they take 3, go to 4, and then we can do some other stuff. Maybe like a Giver and a Stoneforge. Alright. Attack. It's an interesting game. They're forced to crack something, whether it's the Blast Zone or the explosives. I imagine it's the explosives, yeah. Because they can then tick the Blast Zone up to 2 if they want. So, if I play Stoneforge Giver, and they tick this up to 2... Well, I can just get a plating with this then, right? Yeah, I think I want to go Stoneforge for plating here and play a Giver. And that way, if they tick Blast Zone up to 2... Yeah, I think I want to do that. Or I guess I could just play Hammer and equip. Like, what if I just played Stoneforge? I guess I should play Hammer first, right? To draw the card off of this, and then I can play Stoneforge. Nah, because this gives them less information, right? If I play Stoneforge first, they don't know about this other hammer. I guess they might also counter this, but... Real Eric Benson, thanks for the follow, buddy. Do I want to get plating? They're at 4. Okay, so what happens if I get plating? I get plating, play hammer, quit Memnite. They take this up to 2, kill these 2. Well, they can't do that because then, yeah. I don't think I want to get another hammer, though. Yeah, Mantle would be kind of nice. Kind of like getting plating here. Which means maybe I wasn't supposed to play this first, but... I guess getting plating is worse if they counter this, because if they counter this, I just want another hammer. Okay, that's not bad. Oh, I should have equipped. Why didn't I equip chat? That was really dumb. No, they just moved that up to 2. Yeah, that was really bad. Not much. Amplum Nox, thank you for the follow. I just hit F2 and... Ugh, that was bad. They did take this up to 2. Maybe they're going to crack now. Okay. Yeah, this hammer should definitely be on the Memnite. And that's probably going to cost me, actually. Going to 1. Okay. Oh, because they can Field to the Dead? Well, I guess the nice thing about this is now I can play 2 Givers. Because this Blast Zone is on 2 and they can't kill my Givers now. Trying to think if I should crack this Bauble. If my plan is to play 2 Givers and an Aid, I think I want the Bauble in play, right? Because I want Metalcrafts. Trying it out. Just trying it out, Brad. It's actually not a bad draw. I guess we could just get Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear lethal? Actually, Shadow Spear is lethal, isn't it? Because we Shadow Spear the 2-2. It's 10, 11, 12, 13. They have to block 1 on each of these. Which means they only have 10 toughness. Yeah, Shadow Spear is lethal. Okay. Should be. Oh, they have Pact of Negation. Okay. Shadow Spear is no longer lethal. Unfortunate. Well, they still probably are dead to this Ornithopter next turn. Alright, now I can just play Giver. Actually, wait. Am I dead? Hi, Artificer. Ralph TH, thank you for the follow. Yeah, but I have the plating. I can play 8 in plating. And plating the Ornithopter mid-combat after blocks. I just need to make sure I'm not dead to an attack. Like a crack blast on 2 attack with everything. I mean, they only have 14 damage, but if I take a point to play Giver, it's a little dicey. I guess what I can do is I can play Giver, and then I can 0 equip onto the Giver. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. And then I just pass. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, I know they have Zone, but now I have 3 blockers. Well, I have 2 blockers without the Ornithopter, because I don't want to block with the Ornithopter, right? Because I need the Ornithopter to be able to go Aid and Plating in the same turn. I definitely should have bobbled them to see if they were drawing a counterspell. Dead to Cryptic, but... Well, I assume they're cracking this now, right? Maybe they're not. I guess that's a good point though. If they don't crack this now. Yeah, but Hammer makes it lose flying. Is what Otter's saying. So if they don't crack the zone, that we don't have lethal. Because the Hammer would make the Ornithopter lose flying. But if they attack with Primeval Titan, then we can just give something pro-black. But that's on board. They wouldn't just do that on, you know what I mean? Okay, that resolves. So now they shove. There is a lot of stuff happening. Now they only have 1 mana. I guess they could have another Pact of Negation. Which, again, I should have bobbled in their upkeep to see what they were drawing to make this easier. Because I'm going to end up cracking the bobble anyways. Yeah. Alright. Castigard aid. Pauper Billionaire, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Alright. Attack with Ornithopter. Alright, chat, we got him. Ooh, what a tough game. Coming in hot, shittered me. What's up, Harry? Thanks for the raid, buddy. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome, Harry viewers. Or Harry's viewers. That sounded kind of weird, champ. What's up? How you doing? Alright, what are we doing against blue-green Primeval Titans? Is this a Thoughtseize matchup? Is this a Path to Exile matchup? Those are the cards that I'm looking at. Needle's also not the worst because they have Blast Zone and Explosives. This is probably a matchup where I want to shave a drum. Like shave a drum, shave a Memnite like last time. And potentially... I mean, I don't really see anything else that I want to cut. You like Seize Needle? What do you want to cut, though? All my cards, like... I'm just, like... That's the thing about playing this deck, is I just never know what to cut. You know? Just feels like a well-oiled machine. I never want to cut anything. You would cut all the Memnites? Yeah, Memnite's not really that great. Especially against Field of the Dead. It does enable some pretty fast draws. Because they might not be able to interact super early on. But... yeah, Needle seems really good against Zone and Explosives. And do we also want Thoughtseize? Well, that might be true, Pauper Billionaire, but at the same time, they have Field of the Dead tokens, right? So Shadow Spear is a nice way to plow through those. Like, Shadow Spear would have won us that game if we had resolved Stoneforge Mystic, you know? We could trim a Stoneforge. I don't hate trimming a Stoneforge. Maybe 2 Thoughtseizes. Spider, how do you feel about shaving a Stoneforge when you kind of want to be fast? You can cut 2. I don't know if I like cutting 2. I think I'll try cutting 1. I don't want that many Thoughtseizes. Ooh, our client didn't crash. I think the reinstall did it, chat. Yeah, that's also true. Shaving on Giver is probably fine because a lot of their interaction is Blast Zone and Explosives, which Giver doesn't really interact with meaningfully. I mean, this hand's good, right? This hand is just a essentially a turn... Well, it's not really a turn 3 kill because we can't gift and Thoughtseize on 2 if we want to play the Nexus. I mean, this hand's good. I'm definitely keeping it. I can't imagine ever mulling this hand. Not sure what I'm supposed to lead with, though. I kind of want to lead on Thoughtseize. I think I want to lead on Thoughtseize here, chat. It just gives me the most information on how, like, aggressive I want to play this game. Because, like, if I lead on Thoughtseize, I can still set up a turn 3 kill, right? I mean, I could set up a... Obviously, if I aid into Gift Nexus, then I could still set up a turn 3 kill that way, but... Yeah, I don't know why my now playing thing isn't showing up. I'll fix it after this match. I'm going to lead on Thoughtseize, I think. Mana Leak Spiral Explosives. Yeah, I guess this kind of punishes me, right? Because now I kind of have to take Explosives, and they just Mana Leak my next play. My next play is just going to be Paladin, which they're probably going to Mana Leak anyways, and then I can follow up with Gift Aid. Yeah, I think that's fine, right? Yeah, I don't know why this isn't working. I'm gonna restart my Spotify. Let's try that. Yo, Arbiter MTG gifting a sub to me and Fanny Pack. Thank you so much for the gifted sub, Chris. I do appreciate it. Up to a total of 90 to the channel. A nice even number. Thank you so much for all the support. Really appreciate it, buddy. I played Forest. Yeah, I'm just going to slam Paladin here. It lets me use all my mana, and like I kind of don't care if they Mana Leak this, because I think this is the weakest card of my 3, and they're pretty incentivized to do so, I think that's fine. Nature of Field of the Dead, which is fine. Alright, if they have another counterspell, which would I bait with? I think I'd rather resolve Sigarda's Aid, so I'll bait with Gifts. Get a Hammer. Play Aid. Play Ornithopter. Nexus Pass. Thoughtseize was good this game for sure. Alright, so we only know about a Polluted Delta. We do kind of have to watch out for instant speed Blast Zone. Like if they play a land, say go, they can Growth Spiral into Blast Zone. Not that I think I'm ever going to play around something like that. I mean, I'm just going to jam. It's the spot where you just make them have it, you know? You know about the whole reactivating? Yes, I have encountered that before, so. Yeah, you can activate, so for those of you who don't know, chat, you can activate Inkmoth Nexus. I shouldn't have played my land first because they cryptic this, it's bad. You can activate Inkmoth Nexus, let's say you have like a Pure Steel, you can equip the Nexus with Pure Steel and then reactivate the Ink Moth to give it flying again. So that's something to watch out. Yep. Punish for playing my land first. Like I was trying to play around something like a Force Spike, but playing around Force Spike was pretty dumb. So I should have a Nexus in play instead of a Plains. Okay, that's fine. If we draw Paladin, we can still achieve Metalcraft by just activating the Nexus, so... Put a Cryptic on top. It's fine. And they're going to get Uro back. Yeah, it's actually really, really huge that I don't have this Nexus in play. Because if I drew a Paladin... No, Paladin wouldn't have been lethal, right? Because I wouldn't be able to... Of course, that would have been lethal, though. Well, this is unfortunate. Yeah, would have had lethal this turn if I had played correctly. Well, got a little punish there. I mean, I still don't think I'm supposed to equip the Ornithopter. Right? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm just supposed to maybe I'm supposed to hammer this up and just go to town. It's still fine if I draw something like a Paladin. Take 10. Well, the reason that I kind of wanted to play the hammer there is because we know they have Cryptic. I guess we're kind of just locked out, right? Because we know they have Cryptic in their hand. I don't think we can beat this Cryptic lock. Oh yeah, I should have got back Lurrus. Dude, every time I play a Lurrus deck that isn't Shadow, I always forget about it. I don't know what it is. Honestly, I think I'm just ready to concede this game, because they have Cryptic Lock. There's no point playing this game out anymore. Okay. We learned our lesson, chat. I played badly, didn't think about Cryptic bouncing my land, and I shouldn't have played my land first. Like, I'm going to shave another Stoneforge for a Thoughtseize on the play. I like that. What's up, Tugga? Yeah. Shave Giver. Oh yeah, we wanted to Shave Giver, huh? Okay, that's fine. We'll keep a Stoneforge. Yeah, I don't know if I want to bring in the Spell Bomb. I think we just want to go under. It seems kind of hard for them to set that up early, right? Like, it's pretty slow. What should you eat for dinner to celebrate finishing your finals? Sushi. Yeah, I just played that badly and shouldn't have played my land first. I was playing around a card that basically nobody ever plays. Alright, play first. Alright, what does this hand do, chat? Turn 1 aid. Sounds good. I assume you just turn 1 aid, right? I think that's the most important card to resolve. Turn 2, we can maybe play Stoneforge under a counterspell. Yeah. You want to turn 1 Giver? I guess they can't really have a 1-mana counterspell for my Sigarda's Aid next turn anyways. Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's a good point. Like, they're not going to have something like Spell Pierce in their deck. Then next turn we can just aid Gift, probably, or... Oh, we can just aid Hammer, honestly. Right? They can't really counter our aid on turn 2. We can just aid Hammer next turn. That's got to be good, right? It's not like they can really... They don't have that many blockers they can play early on. Like, they don't have a ton of interaction this early, you know what I mean? They need explosives. Is explosives even good enough? It's going to be too slow, right? Oh, they needed to play it on 1 this turn. Yeah, I see. I gotcha. Yeah, they needed to play it on their turn 1. Yes, I agree. They have Dismember? Alright. Sure, that's fine. I guess that's medium annoying. But now I'm just gonna cast Gift now. I have 2 hammers for next turn. I guess they could have another Dismember? But even if they have another Dismember, I can just respond with the second hammer, right? So that's not good enough. So they have to have Mana Leak? Alright. Play a second hammer. Nope. 10 ball. Your turn. Oh, well, that was easy, chat. a lot of decisions that I think I made pretty poorly in game number 2, and then culminating in a very anticlimactic finish. So for those of you watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 3. All right, everybody, we are here for round number 3 of our League with HammerTime. Go ahead and reveal our companion. What do we have? Sand is missing a Sigarda's Aid. We have a Giver and Ornithopter. I don't know, do you keep hands like this? I mean, this hand's pretty good if we draw a Sigarda's Aid or a Pure Steel Paladin. And we're on the draw, and I guess worst case scenario, we can, like, suit up a Planing on 3 and maybe go to town. I think it's worth keeping. Do you usually mulligan hands like this, Spider? You think you would ship it? Well, how about, what if I told you we were going to draw Sigarda's Aid? Then would you ship it? I think I'm supposed to play Giver here, and then next turn I could just play Aid Hammer. Although it's really bad if they have exactly Thalia, so maybe I'm not supposed to do this. Need to win, don't let Berea pass me. I'll try, I'll do my best. Could be the Mirror. That I do not care about in the slightest. That card does not matter. Alright, play a Sigarda's Aid. This one should be a nice easy clap. We even have Giver up next turn. All right. They're not necessarily dead because if they just leave up a mana, I can't really proactively go for the Giver. Because if I Giver pro white, they can path in response. But they are in the Abyss, and... Oh, I guess they're not really in the Abyss, right? Because they can just give their creature protection from colorless. Okay. Guess that's a thing. Interesting. 2, 3... mean, I guess I'm just plating the Ornithopter, right? It's a 2-turn clock, and I have Giver up to protect from path. Might as well attack with this one too, right? It's not quite lethal this turn, but I am going to activate my Ink Moth to make sure it's a guaranteed 2-turn clock. So if you equip Ink Moth on Hammer this line, yes, I do know that. I am aware of that. Thank you for mentioning that. But that has come up before when I was playing against it. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Tax is a fine deck. Right, well, if they have a path, they're going to have to path now. Because of the Leon and Arbiter, they don't want me just paying 2 mana. Okay. Guess they have a blocker. A blocker will play. No, blocker will no longer play. Oh, actually, no, I can't because I have to pay 2 to search with the Stoneforge. I mean, I'm still going to... Do I just get Shadow Spear here? I can go play my land. I guess I should attack first. Force the trade. They trade with the Archon, and then I can go Stoneforge, pay 2 for Arbiter, get Shadow Spear, and the next turn Shadow Spear the big Ornithopter. I think that's what I'm going to do. I guess I should attack with both, right? Oh, this comes into play tapped. Right, I forgot about that. Okay. I always forget this. Damn it. So if I attack with both... They block here, probably protect this one, then this dies and I can play Stoneforge. Yeah, I think attack with both is fine. This makes it so they can't protect both creatures, and I think they're going to protect this one. Which means I can play my Stoneforge anyways. Yep, makes sense. So I lose an Ornithopter. I basically trade an Ornithopter for an Arbiter, which I think is okay given that I have this Stoneforge. So I'm going to get Shadow Spear, and then I think I'm going to equip this and pass. Okay, I've had enough. A little misstep with the Silent Clearing. I always forget about the non-basic lands coming into play tap part of that card. Alright, so what are we sideboarding against Taxes? So their interaction is mainly Path to Exile, Ghost Quarter / Field of Ruin for the Nexus. Outside of that, they don't have a ton, right? I guess I can bring in Pithing Needle for Aether Vial if I wanted to. It's probably the only thing I would want to consider, right? Not really sure I want Path to Exile. Yeah, I guess they have Apparition too. I'm thinking instant speed interaction though, you know what I mean? Because that's the stuff that I care more about. Apparition is good, but you know, it kind of plays they have to play face up with Apparition. So it's not quite as good as it could be. Yeah, Wisp is fine too. I think I'm going to bring in Pithing Needle for Aether Vial, because it seems like a big part of their interaction is Aether Vialing in 2s and 3s. Also, I can stop Stoneforge Mystic, things like that. I'm going to cut a Stoneforge because it's, I think, a bit of a faster matchup, and they also have Leonin Arbiter. And probably just do this again. I think I'll submit that. Shave on the Memnite Springleaf Drum stuff. I don't think I want Thoughtseize. Yeah, like, the search effects are not great, but, like, I can't really board all of them out. I have to keep a density of that. Maybe I could shave one more Stoneforge. Keep in, like, a Memnite or something. But Memnite, they just have a ton of blockers for Memnite. I think this is fine. Path for Thalia / Archon. Yeah, but the problem is, like, if I'm needling Vile, I don't really want to give them mana with the Path, right? This hand seems kind of bad. Yeah, I think we can do better than this. Yeah, this isn't much better. I think it is slightly better, though. Interesting. So I think because of Leonin Arbiter, I should play Steel Shaper's Gift first. Gives them a little bit more information, but it's just kind of a disaster if they have Arbiter, so then I won't be able to play the Hammer next turn. Yeah, that's fine. So they do have Ghost Quarter, which is a bit of an issue. I think I'm still just going to play Paladin. They Ghost Quarter me, then next turn I can potentially aid plus Hammer. I can't really time block myself here, I don't think. Just to, yeah. Then you just put yourself into a spot where you just have to hold up 2 mana. Oh, boy. Well. Double Ghost Quarter, eh? Okie dokie. I guess that's a thing. I have to cast an equipment here just to try and draw more lands off the Pure Steel Paladin. Definitely not attacking. Double Ghost Quarter is rough. This is kind of how Taxes wins games, though, right? Just a bunch of free wins. They do get some free wins on occasion. Okay. It's fine. But draw land, this is still really good for me. Yeah, I'm not going to block. They have 3 cards in their hand. It's not a land, unfortunately. Although, if I draw a land off of this hammer, I can play Springleaf Drum and then free equip. So I'll take a land here, please. Should have specified, I guess. Alright, your turn. Seth MTG, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I guess I should have specified which land I wanted. Now if they draw land, they can Feel the Ruin me. Then I'm back to no mana sources. I can't really afford to block here. All right. Let's cast Springleaf Drum. Yeah, this is a touch awkward, I would say. A touch awkward. All right, equip here. They probably have Path, but not much I can really do about it. Just have to kind of jam. What's up, Cedric? Maybe 2 mana card. Okay. Nice combo. Jump block, I like that. Alright, your move. Seems like they forgot to pay 2 mana for their own Arbiter. I like that. That's what we call in the biz a combination. A Combination platter. Oh, it's too much. It's just too much. Oh boy. We could pay 2. I mean, we could, but then I wouldn't be able to attack. Which I think, well, maybe that's actually not bad. Maybe I just pay 2 mana and fetch all... Yeah, but then I have to go to 6, and then I go to 3 off the fetches? That can't be right, right? Then I'm just dead to any creature? Yeah, but then I have to pay 4 life. I have to pay 1 for the clearing, go to 6, fetch 3 times... I guess I could only fetch twice. Go to 4, still dead to any 2 power creature, right? Because I can only deploy 1 blocker. What's my out at this point? Maybe I just cast Stoneforge? That doesn't do anything, I can't search. Yeah, they might have nothing. I mean, they haven't played a land for the last 3 turns, though. Sucks. Wish you made good decks. Wish I played good decks. I don't really like any of my options. So I guess I should just attack. I think I'm just going to keep turning this thing sideways until I die. Kind of resign my fate at this point. I'm just taking it. Okay. Go. Your turn. Yeah, I could have just passed an end-step search, but then I'm giving up so much damage. I guess they're just going to put me to 1 and then jump block again. They probably just have a Flicker Wisp. Okay. Alright, alright. We got cheesed, chat. We got cheesed. Let's see if we can get him in game 3. That's about the only time I ever see Death and Taxes wins games is when they cheese with Arbiter, Ghost Quarter, and your opponent draws 3 Marsh Floods. Alright, what does this hand do? Not a ton. We do have a nice little bubble trick on 1, though, where we can dig for a Paladin or... you know my stance on Death and Taxes, Spider. I don't think we need to go into that. Bobble ourselves, look for Paladin or Aid. It's a Nexus. Kind of not in on drawing a Nexus here. I think I'm just going to play Gifts. That is not the best draw. Okay. File acquired. Drew a Nexus anyways. I guess I just play Giver Drum. And then if I draw Sigarda's Aid, I can potentially set up a lethal attack next turn. Well, they have the Ghost Quarter, but I think I'm just going to play Giver Drum. Puts the most mana into play. I really like having the Giver. Having the Giver is nice. I don't really want to just play the Hammer yet. Yeah, exactly. Well, also I want to play Nexus first in case I potentially want to threaten an attack with it next turn. Obviously they have the Ghost Quarter, but if they have to Stone Rain themselves, that's not the end of the world. Like, if they tap the Ghost Quarter and I draw an Aid, they're just dead. So that's cool. Oh, not so much now. Although they might name Giver here. Because they can't name Nexus because it's non-land. They named Drum. Okay, sure. It's an interesting name. I'm just gonna play Stoneforge Giver. I guess I just get a plating? I think plating is better than Shadow Spear, and I already have a hammer. Alright, your move. Now we have 2 active givers, which is pretty good. I mean, obviously they could have Arbiter, Violent Arbiter, Ghost Quarter me, which would not be the best, but... I would like to draw Sigarda's Aid. That is the card I am looking for. Resolves. Island your Arbiter. Stoneforge. Can beat a Stoneforge, maybe. What are your favorite bands? Nice. Yeah, I love these guys. Batter Skull. Okay. Really? Kind of surprised they wouldn't just Arbiter Ghost Quarter me there. How good do I feel this hammer deck is? I wasn't impressed. I think black is the wrong color to splash. It's definitely fun, but I mean, like our first two games, we kind of just the games that we were winning, we just kind of had the stone cold nuts and just killed them on 3. But like when your draw lines up like this draw looks pretty anemic. Like I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. I don't really have any good lines. Play plating equip. I think the 7 I kept was bad. Was it? I mean, I thought the 7 was fine. Are you just like, you just have to mulligan... Do you just mulligan super aggressively to like, Pierce the Pattern or Sigarda's Aid? Yeah. I guess that's just my inexperience with the deck then. I mean, the 7 looked fine and had a decent mix of lands and spells. I just didn't know that you had to mulligan that aggressively with it. Fair. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is my play. I don't like it, but... Yeah, this is dumb. This tech doesn't do anything. That was really bad. That was not a good play, chat. Guess I should have just said go. None of my plays are that good, to be fair. I think I'm just dead. Not really sure what we are supposed to do. And our opponent's kind of taking forever. I should probably just Ghost Corner my Nexus. We know they have Batterskull, which we probably also can't beat. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just my inexperience with the deck. You just have to... This deck is kind of all in to the point where you just have to mulligan super aggressively for Aid or Pure Steel Paladin, because your hand kind of doesn't function when you don't have that card. So, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, when you have those cards in your hand, your deck looks great, but when you don't, your deck looks like this, which is just kind of a mess. Yeah, but I think you're more inconsistent than the other combo decks, I would imagine. And also, you're more vulnerable to... Like, the hate cards are just Dismember or Path to Exile or Fatal Push, you know what I mean? Whereas you need very specific hate cards to beat things like Belcher and Oops All spells. Just, you know, this deck kind of just folds to most removal spells. Man, I guess you have Giver, which... But your draw doesn't always line up like that. So I don't know. I don't know why you would really ever play this deck over something like Oops or Belcher. It doesn't really make sense to me. Because your real, quote-unquote, real game plan is not really a real game plan. It kind of sucks. Kappa Spammer Mage, thank you for the follow. I'm just going to concede this game. We're just wasting time at this point. Not a lot we could do. I mean, obviously, I should have mulliganed my hand. That's one thing I should have done. But if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you back for round number 3 in just a little bit. Round number 4, excuse me. All right, everybody, we're back here for round number 4 of our HammerTime League. We're currently 2-1. Lost the die roll. So our opening hand does have Paladin, but we don't really have any other artifacts. This hand seems like a pretty clear mulligan to me. I guess we have Stoneforge for another hammer. This hand just feels like it's too slow. Like, what we do nothing on turn 1, because I want to save the hammer for the Paladin trigger. We go, what, Paladin on 2, hope it lives, and then we can hammer on 3, get a card. I think this hand's too slow. What do you think, Spider? Would you keep this hand? I'm kind of off it. I'm going to ship it. You would keep? No. Shows you my inexperience with this deck. This hand seems unplayable, so I'm going to ship this. Well, this hand's good. Just put back the 2... No, we got to keep one of the Searchers. I guess am I supposed to ship a land? Or maybe I ship Ornithopter. Ship Ornithopter Mystic. Give her on 1, Aid Gift on 2. Yeah, that probably makes the most sense. You would ship Giver? I guess you'd rather have the Ornithopter than the Giver? I guess that kind of makes sense. Definitely would... Well, it's not clear that I'd... Oh, they discarded Gemstone Mine. Weird. Okay. Play a Giver. Passing up and attacking for 10 on turn 2. No, I'm still going to attack for 10 on turn 2. Even if I didn't draw the hammer, I could just go gift for hammer. Oh, no, I couldn't. You're right. That is a good point. Okay. Yeah. True. So I guess if I keep the Ornithopter, I can go Ornithopter 8 on 1 and then gift play it on 2. Yeah, maybe that was better. I mean, you guys know the drill. Never punished, but... Steel Shaper's Gift is more expensive than Stoneforge and paper. Well, it's because it wasn't reprinted, right? I think they we're supposed to Shriekhorn and try and hit an Narcomoeba there. Because now I think they're just dead no matter what, right? Because I can just gift for Shadow Spear. I don't think they can meaningfully interact with this. This is when they show me the main deck explosives. They just go land explosives. GG's. Just the random Dredge deck with main deck explosives. Alright, well those come into play tapped. So I will get Shadow Spear. I will equip it to my creature, and I will attack. Doomlake wins. Alright, what are we boarding against Dredge? We got a Nihil Spellbomb. Auric Champion could be good. I'm trying to think of what they're... What do they usually sideboard? Some sort of Shatter effect, whether it's like Shenanigans or Ancient Grudge. Sometimes Pithing Needle, sometimes Blast Zone. I don't really think I want to bring in my Pithing Needle because they usually only have one Blast Zone. Auric Champion could be good because a lot of their, like, even if they have removal, it's like Conflagrate, Lightning Axe, which Auric Champion dodges. So this might be a matchup where I want Auric Champion. I think I'm kind of off Memnite. Dark Blast. Yeah, that's another reason to cut. I think Memnite is trash in this matchup. Probably 2 Auric and Memnites out. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Just cut the Memnites and do this. Although if I'm cutting Memnite, I kind of want to cut a drum. Maybe cut a drum for a 3rd champ. Because I think when you cut Memnite, drum becomes a lot less reliable. So I'm kind of down to do this, I think. I'm going to try that. I mean, the drums should just be Paradise Mantle, but... Oh, we're back to crashing. We did so good for a few minutes, chat. Where's my Magic Online? Here it is. We went 3 rounds of no crashing, and now we're back to crashing. We tried. Ken Thoughtseize the Dredger. That is a legal maneuver. Not something that I'm too interested in doing, but it is a legal maneuver. You are allowed to do that. I think on the play, Thoughtseize is somewhat reasonable, because you can nab their Cathartic Reunion, but on the draw, it's just nonsense. Not even sure I want it on the play, but... Alright, Magic Online, come on. Let's go. Any day now. Alright, we're back. And we have Hand Without Arts. This hand looks insane. Like I said, I don't have second white for champion, but the rest of this hand looks pretty good. It's definitely a keep. Can't imagine mulliganing this. Alright, so I'm going to play... Definitely going to play Ornithopter on 1 to give myself the out of... not killing, but the out of attacking for 10 on turn 2. The question is, which 1-drop do I want to deploy first? I think it's just Giver. Because they don't have Thoughtseize. They would have Thoughtseized me already. I think it's more important to get the Giver down. Not afraid of Dredge and there's better hate for oops. Yeah, like Soul Guide, right? I would imagine. Like you're playing Soul Guide, right? I wonder if this is a Lightning Axe or a Haggle. Could be either or. Or nothing. Nothing works too. They probably have Cathartic, right? Yeah, they almost certainly do. They did mold a 6, but... You're not playing Graveyard Hate at all? Ooh. Fetch, Shock, no play. Interesting. Alright, I'll just play Aurak Champion then, right? Well... Maybe I should just play Stoneforge Mystic, because it gives me the out of... But, like, it gives me the... It threatens a kill next turn. No, it doesn't, because I don't have the 8 in play. I guess that's the downside to not playing 8 on 1. Yeah, Needle is pretty good right now. How do I want to play this? I mean, I guess I just Stoneforge Mystic this turn. And then next turn I can go 8 plus Hammer on Ornithopter with Giver Up. Or I could play Champion this turn. No, I think I'm going to play Stoneforge. Yeah. I'm definitely not attacking with Giver. I'm going to leave up the Giver. Because they have something, right? Because they shocked. I don't know if it's like an Ancient Grudge or an Abrupt Decay or... Not sure what it is. They definitely have something, though. Alright, we'll get the hammer. We'll pass. Yeah, they shocked and didn't do anything. That's kind of weird. They just doing nothing? That's kind of strange. Hammer's definitely a good draw. So let's fetch Blains. Cast Sigarda's Aid. Let's go to town. I'm going to attack with both the Ornithopter and the Mystic. And we'll pass to blockers. I'm going to cast one Hammer. I'm going to put one on each. They're going to kill the Hammer. It's annoying because they can flash back the Grudge. But not the worst, because I get a 10-point swing in here, and then they're pretty close to dead at that point. Actually, 11, they go to 5. Love it when Doom takes me to town, do you? Black-green. Life from the Loam, hold up Grudge. Okay. Well, they tap their... I guess they have to go to 2. They're just dead, right? Because they have to go to 2 to cast the Grudge. Well, that works too, I guess. That should be good enough. I was going to say, they were just dead on board, though, right? Because I just attack with all 3. They have to fetch Shock to cast the Grudge. They go to 2. Because they can't get Basic Forest. They also don't play Basic Forest. But I just attack with everything. They fetch Shock, Grudge, the Hammer, and then this is lethal. So I don't even think I need to draw this. But yeah, this matchup is quite good. So I would say if you're expecting a lot of Dredge in your meta, this is a good deck to play. Pretty easy. Not much to say there. Pretty easy match. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you back for the 5th and final round in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, we're back for the 5th and final round of our league with HammerTime in Modern. We lost the die roll. Go ahead and show our companion. And I think this hand looks pretty good. We can go turn 1, Giver, and a couple creatures. Then we can go probably Paladin on 2, and then if we draw land, we can Stoneforge for a hammer, play the hammer, and then we'll have 3 artifacts for the Paladin. So this hand looks pretty good. Definitely a keep. Blooded Strand, go. Ooh, more Memnites. Alright, just gonna play all my artifacts out here. I guess is there a reason to hold the Ornithopter? Probably not, right? Like, I definitely play the Memnites because I can beat down with them. I can't really think of a reason to hold the Ornithopter, though. Does Chalice for 0 really do much to this deck? I mean, it's not that it does nothing, but the Ornithopters and Memnites are not the most... It's not a huge part of the deck. I'm not sure that... If you're looking for a card, I'm not sure how much Chalice would actually... Ooh. That is an interesting draw. So if they have Mana Leak, which one would I rather... I mean, obviously I'd rather bait with Stoneforge, but there's a pretty decent chance they just won't counter Stoneforge. But I guess if they do have a counterspell, I should probably cast Stoneforge here, right? Although it's high upside to cast Paladin if they don't have a counterspell. Maybe I just go with the high upside play. Just play Paladin this turn. Although it doesn't really change... Well, no, playing Paladin this turn is better if I don't draw a land next turn, because then I can just hammer equip something. Yeah, I think I should play Paladin here. Kind of sucks if they have a counterspell, but... Alright, they don't. Sometimes sequence equipment pre-Paladin so that the first thing they can respond to is hammer being equipped to is worst creature. Okay, I gotcha. They typically don't have sweepers in their main deck, for the most part. I don't think they do. This song is not a vibe. Would Simian Spirit Guide be worthwhile? I mean, it doesn't really change how often you can turn 2, because you only need 2 lands on turn 2. Right, as long as you have aid plus 0 on 1. Or I guess just turn 1 aid, turn 2, you know what I mean? Yeah, it also turns off Lurrus, which I think is pretty big. I don't think you would want to do that. Okay. Guess they didn't want me responding with a sacrifice? Not that I think I would have sacrificed, but... So I guess they can counter my hammer. Maybe I'd lead with Stoneforge Mystic to try and bait the counterspell. $10, $11, $12, $14. It's probably better to play hammer first, though, because if it does resolve... I get, you know what I mean, I get the draw card off of it. Yeah, got punished. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to play Stoneforge first there. Yeah, I thought they didn't have Mana Leak because they didn't counter my Paladin last turn. Like, I'm pretty sure they just drew that Mana Leak. So I imagine they would have countered Paladin. Yeah, Lurrus is really good. Even with the nerf, Lurrus is just such a powerful card. They can't force Stoneforge. Yeah. Maybe they probably would mana leak Stoneforge, right? If I had just played Stoneforge first, they almost certainly would have leaked it. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, they also just might not counter... Like, if they know that I'm Stoneforging for a hammer, they probably would just let the Stoneforge resolve anyways, right? But I guess if I Stoneforge first and then play a hammer, they don't have the information that I have a hammer in my hand, right? So maybe it's a little bit better that way. So they're gonna, what, bounce this and kill this probably? If they have a bolt, they can respond to this, but they didn't. Okay. So they can kill a Memnite. Well, now if they have Force Negation, it's pretty bad, because... And that's actually a disaster if they have Force. I imagine they probably want to kill a Memnite here. Because then I have to, like, suicide a bunch of stuff if I want to kill this Wren. Alright, I have to... Well, I don't have to play Hammer. I could just Violin Hammer, right? Yeah, so it's not actually a disaster. Because I could just Violin the Hammer. I mean, it would make it so that... I'm trying to think. I guess we also have to ask ourselves, where are we attacking with our creatures? Like, are we attacking Planeswalkers? Are we attacking them? Not really sure what I'm supposed to do here. I think given the fact that we drew the Ornithopter, the Wren is kind of whatever, because they can kill our Memnite, but we still have Metalcraft with the 2 Thopters and the Hammer. So maybe I just attack them. Just maximize damage, like put Hammer on Paladin, attack them. They can't minus the Teferi, and then I could even put the Hammer on the Memnite post-combat so they couldn't even run it. Because the problem with trying to attack Planeswalkers is I have to commit multiple creatures, and they just get to eat stuff. But, like, what if I put... Well, I guess regardless, we should just draw a card with the Hammer first to give us more information. Well, then. That is an interesting draw. Well, I guess I should see if it resolves first. I'm definitely going to cast that now. Because if they don't have Force, this actually means they have to chump block with Omnath. And if they have Force, they're only down to 1 card, so it's not that bad. That was a really good draw. Alright, they did Force. So why don't we equip Paladin, because I think... What did they pitch? They pitched Uro. Ornithopter flies, but not when I put the Hammer on it. The Hammer makes it lose flying. And I can't Hammer mid-combat. So I think I just put it here. And just maximize damage and just ignore their Planeswalkers. If they want to chump, that's fine. I just play this Ornithopter, and then I'm going to move the Hammer to the Memnite so they can't run it. Alright, your move. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the Hammer on the Paladin because they could have a second Ren in 6. Like, do I really care if they kill my Mem Knight? Probably not. Alright, they just got back a land, which is fine. Yeah, I guess the downside of playing the second hammer into force is I didn't get to play the Giver that turn. Just kind of awkward. I've seen some lists with Core Duelist. Steel Shaper's Gift. They have 2 cards in their hand? I mean, it's technically lethal, right? Because I can just violate in with Stoneforge. Maybe they just counter tap if they have Cryptic. Yeah. Play Giver. And I think, for reasons stated last turn, I think I should just put it on the Paladin. I just don't care if they kill my Mem Knight. I feel like I'm going to lose this game, though. Because they can just get Cryptic back this turn. I'm not really sure if I could have done anything different this game. The only decision that I think was close was the last turn when I played the second hammer instead of playing Giver. But I think I still probably would have lost the Cryptic, even if I had played Giver last turn. I just feel like I have no shot this game. So I'll go to combat. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Mystic Sanctuary, great design. I'm pretty sure I have no outs. I guess it's not a stone lock because they haven't found a way to draw a card. So they're limited to how many times they can do this until they find an Uro or a Teferi. 5-mana Teferi. But I don't really see myself getting out of this anytime soon. Oh, I guess I was supposed to play the Ornithopter and re-equip the hammer to that. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have played this and then moved the hammer to this so they couldn't attack. I guess they could have just, like, bounced the Ornithopter or something, but... Found another fetch land. Go to combat. Yeah, I don't think that drawing cards is also going to get me out of this. Like, I can't do anything. I guess that helps, but... Equip... No, actually. Equip this one here. Yeah. This one here. This one here. Like, Nexus is not a bad draw, but I don't have any way of equipping this instant speed. Right? I just, like, I don't even think I have time for Luris because this thing's just clocking me, right? Like, if I guess I could have Luris that turn instead of doing all the stuff I did, but... Yeah, I put Cryptic on top, bounce with Teferi. 2019, by the way. 2019. Great year for exquisite Magic design. How many times did my opponent cast Cryptic this game? 5? I think it's 5. That's true. Bone Crusher is a well-designed Magic card. I will give you that. But one Bone Crusher diet does not make up for Fires of Invention, Teferi Time, or I guess Teferi was a year before that, but you get the idea, you know. Bone Crusher only goes so far. Combat step. You think Creeping Chill? I don't know if Creeping Chill's that bad. I mean, I guess without Creeping Chill, the Oops deck wouldn't really exist because it would literally just have Vengevine, which is probably not enough by itself. But at that point, you just erase the DFCs, right? The DFCs are probably more egregious than that. Oh, I don't care about your Planeswalkers. I'm attacking you, opponents. Okay. Good Planes. I don't really know why I'm still playing this game. Just kind of taking some actions at random. Your turn. Also, don't see any reason why they made the spell ends in a way that does what with the E-card. Yeah, exactly. So they also have this Ren that's close to ultimating. I don't know. Draw step. Attack step. Still know they have a Cryptic. Your turn. Guess I should have attacked Ren for one. Oh, they have Field of Ruin. It doesn't matter. Seems... What, you talking about the deck that we're playing, Tikan? I'm not a huge fan. It's just not my style, not my jam. It's a little too all-in for me. Why am I still playing? Because YouTube comments dislike scooping early? Do you think YouTube enjoys watching this gameplay? This is like... This is miserable. I'm pretty sure we're dead. I don't know. This is the raw truth of modern. Yeah, Mystic Sanctuary is just a joke. Always has been, always will be. We died. Our opponent did the thing. Alright. Sideboarding against this deck. Memnite can kindly leave. Shave a Drum. I think I want to keep all the Stone Forges. Just bring in Thoughtseize, right? Yeah. We just like when people dirtle but never scoop, yeah. Am I supposed to bring in Spellbomb just for the Sanctuary loop? I don't think so. Maybe I am. I'm not even convinced that Thoughtseize is that good against them, but Memnite is kind of hot trash against them, so... Memnite also gets got by Renin 6, which kind of yikes. I think what this matchup is you kind of just have to jam your cards and hope it works out. It's probably not going to work out, but you can't really ever beat them in a game that lasts more than 5 turns, so. So I guess that's kind of a plus for Thoughtseize, is it's better at taking their... Because they may not have a ton of interaction early on, and if you can nab their one piece of early interaction, maybe that's good enough, but... Seems good. I'm going to keep it. Not sure how I want to play it, though. Blade Vial, Wicked Violin, 0 drops for Back's Deception. Oh, yeah. I kind of want to lead on... Honestly, I kind of want to lead on Giver. It just gives me the most potential. If I just peel a hammer, I can just go aid, hammer, smack you. I think I'm just going to go for high upside. I think the matchup is bad enough that you just kind of have to jam. Again, like I was saying earlier. Again, may not work out, but... Alright, let's Thoughtseize them. No, I like Thoughtseize. Alright, we'll take your one piece of interaction. And I will play a Sigarda's Aid. I think that's the card that's more important to resolve. And then next turn we can go gift into stuff. You don't think the matchup is that bad? Yeah. I guess, like I said, they don't have a ton of early interaction. Or they just did. It might be. They don't have white mana now. I guess they can Growth Spiral into white mana, but this might be lethal. Definitely going for it. Let's see if they found a mana leak. They're going to spiral now. Alright, did you find a path? Any paths? No paths. Doom Wake wins. Alright. See, chat? That's all you're going to do. Just jam your cards. It'll eventually work out. Alright, game 3. Game 3. I mean, see, that's kind of how I think that you have to beat them, right? Exactly how I said. You just take you Thoughtseize their piece of early interaction and kind of hope they brick after that. And that's exactly what happened. So this hand goes 8 on 1, Mystic on 2. That's pretty good, right? I think that's good enough. Draw an Ornithopter. It's actually really good because we can go Ornithopter 8 on 1. Alright, I can bauble myself. See if I want to shuffle. I would like to draw Thoughtseize. Definitely would like to draw Thoughtseize. I think I'm still just going to play Stoneforge next turn. Not sure. See what they do. Maybe it's possible I want to slow roll a little bit and just go Thoughtseize Gifts. Alright, why don't we bobble ourselves first? Then we can either fetch or keep. Definitely don't want to draw planes. So the question is, do we Thoughtseize Gift or do we just play Stoneforge? Obviously Stoneforge is high upside if they don't have a removal spell or a mana leak, but I think I should actually Thoughtseize here, just given that we don't have any more creatures. If I had another creature, I think I'd be okay with jamming Stoneforge there, but it's our only creature, so I kind of want to try and protect it as much as possible. Well, that is unfortunate. That did not work out well, chat. I think I have to take red in 6. As gross as that feels. See, now we're just dead. I don't think we can win this game anymore. Just because we didn't have a early creature. I mean, obviously it would have worked out if I had just played Stoneforge, but they still would have had double Cryptic, and probably still would have lost this game. Alright. Guess I have to play 2 creatures here. It's probably getting countered. Yeah. Alright. Your turn. They have Cryptic Uro, 2 unknowns. Maybe, just maybe, they don't have an answer? I mean, if they have to hold up Cryptic, it's not the worst. It's not the best, but... If they tapped out, you could go Stoneforge and a double hammer. You mean the turn after I Thoughtseize them? Unique chat message? What do you mean? Alright, I think I'm just going to go to attacks. Yeah, I kind of want to play 1 hammer. How do you feel about playing 1 hammer here? I think playing 1 hammer is actually fine. This might bait out their Cryptic too, and if it doesn't, fine, take 10. I'm down with that. Or 11, excuse me. Yeah, I'm down with that. Is my daily contribution to my metrics? Nice. Love to see it. So now they probably bounce this, draw a card. I'm kind of surprised they took 11 there. I guess it's fine because now I have no creatures in play. But now they're down 2 Cryptics and they potentially don't have a counter for this Lurrus, which would be really good. Because I can just go Lurrus, Bauble, play Giver. They can put Cryptic on top, but it's not a counterspell for Lurrus this turn, which is the most important part. Obviously, they might have drawn another counterspell by now, but I'm going to cast Lurrus. Cryptic on top, makes sense. I see. That's unfortunate. So they probably counter draw. Counter draw. Okay. So I'm going to cast Giver. The question is, should I cast the Gift? I actually kind of want to just hold the Gift as a surprise. Like, I don't want them knowing I have Gift. I think I'm just going to say go. I think I actually like saying go because I already have a backup hammer anyways. Right? This makes it like... So, the reason I like saying go here, we have enough mana that I don't think it matters and our Lurrus is gone anyways. But, like... If I play Gift, they might not know that my last card is Hammer, so they might fight over the Gift, and they might just die to the Hammer. So, like, I think the element of surprise is more important here. Like, if they decide to counter the Hammer as opposed to... I guess they would probably just kill my Giver if they had that, but... Okay. So I guess they can cast Uro from hand and then draw the Cryptic again. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Although they've been missing land drops, so they don't have a guaranteed land in their hand, right? They might have drawn one, obviously. Okay, so they go to 4. They can't really play Uro here. I mean, I guess they could, but they would chump block. Guess gifts. I think this matchup cinches Green Splash's superiority in my mind. Maybe. Grab a hammer. And I'm actually going to play another aid first so that they can't bounce aid draw card. Well, no, if they bounce aid draw card, then I would just equip. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. We'll go to combat. We don't need to play second aid here. Alright, looks like they're bouncing the Giver. Bounce Giver, draw, replay Giver. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish I had Veil of Summer. I think I want to crack one of these now in case I find an Ornithopter. Yeah. Teague Veil Shapers. Oh yeah, the green would definitely be a lot better in this matchup, I agree. Okay, Bounce Giver. Like, imagine if I just had a haste creature like Bomat Courier, though, you know what I mean? I want to play haste creatures. Like, what about Gingerbread? Gingerbread has haste. Because it would make their turns a lot more, like, their sequences a lot more awkward, right? Because if I had a haste creature they had to play around, you know? Yeah, also a semi-unblockable, true. I mean, Bomat's just the nuts, though, so gotta be Bomat. What's up, Turtle Power? Wish Spite to Fairy? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, alright, I've had enough. They can put Cryptic on top, and we're dead. We're locked out now. Alright, that was the League with HammerTime. Nice little 3-2 there. Overall thoughts on the deck? I mean, it's okay. I think that if you're going to play kind of a deck that's all in like this, I don't know what benefits you have playing this over something like Oops All Spells or Goblin Charbelcher. So that would kind of be my analysis there. But definitely a fun deck to play, and you know, you could do worse than playing this deck. So For those of you watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more content upcoming, and I will see you next time.